Youth is in evidence today for both sides as Hearts bring in 20-year-old Paul Ritchie and recall keeper Craig Nelson following bitter League Cup defeat as Jim Jeffries rings the changes. Tommy Burns has brought in 21-year-old Chris Hay and left out John Collins for reasons which are obvious. Well, there's Paul Ritchie, who's been doing well in the reserves and defence, so he gets his big chance after signing 3 years ago. Chris Hay made his league debut in season 93-94. He made 5 appearances last season, all unbeaten. And John Robertson, one of the great goal scorers for Hearts down through the years. He scored 13 league goals against Celtic. And of course, one more goal sees him overtake Willie Bald's record of 183 league goals. The referee is Bobby Orr from Kilbarchan. So it's Hearts who get the 65th Premier Division meeting between these clubs underway. Celtic have won 34, Hearts just 13, and 17 have been drawn. But despite having the upper hand overall, Celts have beaten Hearts just once in their last 5 visits here to Tynecastle. So a bright sunny day, a big crowd, and all the ingredients for a good game. And there's Chris Hay getting involved in the early action. So it's Ritchie sending that one forward. It's hooked through by David Hagan. And that's Tom Boyd sending a ball away from the danger area. John Robertson was snapping away at his heels. It's a touch from Hagan again. This is McPherson. Through now for Scott Leach. This is Ritchie. Down the line there looking for Cahoon. The ball goes behind for the corner kick. So a promising rough start by Hearts. And inevitably David McPherson moves forward for the set piece. He scored a goal at Dens Park the other night, but it wasn't enough for Hearts. So in comes the corner. McPherson's there. A bit of leaning by the big Hearts centre-back. So the free kick to Celtic. Watt wins it. Now it's Leach. In comes Walker, but Leach does well. He keeps possession. This is Ritchie. Long one for Hagan to chase, but Hughes is there. So really Vata. Laid off nicely by Walker. Chris Hay takes the pass from Paul McStay. Simon Donnelly's on the outside, but he hasn't spotted him. Still it's Hay. This is Grant for Celtic to Vata. He just loses out to Jimison. Touch there from Hughes. Now it's Vata to McStay. Still it's McStay. That's a good save by the keeper, but the chance on for Celtic, and it's McLaughlin who scores. 5 minutes gone here at Tynecastle. Well, McStay got in the shot. Nelson got down to it, couldn't hold it. And it broke away to McLaughlin, who picked his spot. So Walker had run ahead of McStay. McStay, though, decided to keep possession. The right foot shot went in, the goalkeeper got his hands to it, but there was McLaughlin following up to ram the ball into the net. It's Hearts 0, Celtic 1. It's Cahoon stretching for that one, through towards Robertson. Boyd's with him. Robertson shows persistence, and Hearts have the throw-in. Just in line with the Celtic penalty area. This is Vata. And that ball has taken a deflection. The throw-in goes Celtic's way. So Celtic with a sizable support through here this afternoon. And Hearts also well supported. So it's a good atmosphere. And Celtic lead by a goal to nil. There's a goal scorer, McLaughlin, stabbing the ball through to Walker. McLaughlin again, looking very much in the mood this afternoon. Good play again. And it's another tremendous goal by McLaughlin. 8 minutes gone, he ran right through the Hearts defence. It's Hearts 0, Celtic 2. Jubilation among the Celtic players and the supporters. Well, they seem to have an awful lot to do here. Just kept running and hit the ball right over the goalkeeper. So 2 goals for Brian McLaughlin in the opening 8 minutes of the match. First of all, to get away from Gary Locke. Then away from Jamison. McPherson couldn't catch up. Nelson rather committed himself there and the ball went high over him. What a start for Celtic, what a start for McLaughlin. Well, what can Hearts do about this? And here's McLaughlin again. Tosh McKinlay. This is Hay, McKinlay again. Locke goes with him. And this time he gets in the challenge. McStay certainly showing a willingness to have a shot at goal, and that's what led to the first one. Here's Andy Walker now. Well, Walker given a free header just about 12 yards out. And again, question marks over the Hearts defence as the ball was swung in. Look at the space he has there, but no power or direction in the header. Well, Hearts are going through a wicked spell, having lost last week to Partick Thistle, then midweek in the League Cup to Dundee. They're now trailing by 2 goals to nil. Here's a chance for Hamilton. Well, Brian Hamilton really should have picked his spot there. And that is a miss that could prove crucial. He should have put that one away. And the former Hibs player who signed last January for Hearts will not be happy with himself. Boyd feeds it through to Vata. Slid off by Hay to Grant. Vata again. Hay. Flicks away to Scott Leach. It's a left there by Robertson. In comes Cahoon. That's a fine saving challenge there by Tosh McKinlay. And Cahoon has been hurt in that exchange. It was Robertson who left the ball. Cahoon was going through. Across came Tosh McKinlay to provide the cover. Good piece of defending by the former Hearts player. So happily, Cahoon has recovered. And it's a corner kick to Hearts. McPherson and Jamison have both moved forward. Marshall commits himself, loses it. It's McPherson and he's blocked by Tom Boyd. So a moment ago it was Tosh McKinlay who rescued Celtic. On that occasion it was Tom Boyd. This is Hamilton. The 1-2 with Johnson. Plays it through now looking for Cahoon. A bit of pushing and shoving going on there between Cahoon and Hughes. The referee waves play on. Well, both players were at it there. Both sets of fans were claiming a free kick, but the referee told them to get on with it. So jostling going on between Hughes and Cahoon. It's a solid challenge by Peter Grant on Brian Hamilton, and the referee awards the free kick to Hearts. Well, they certainly didn't get the ball first. So another set piece, again McPherson's well forward, so too is Jamison. It's floated in by Leach, and Marshall takes it comfortably. Jamison watches this one carefully. Grant makes the challenge, but Leach emerges with possession. This is Johnson. Lock. Through for Robertson. Again, Boyd goes with him. Robertson does well to retain possession. Through now for Cahoon. And Celtic have got plenty of players behind the ball. This is Johnson. Through now looking for Robertson. It's Hughes who gets it away. Only as far as McPherson. Now it's Locke. Robertson surrounded by Celtic players. Feeds it out now to Alan Johnson. Good play by Johnson. McPherson still well forward. Claims a free kick. Well, the referee seemed to think about that one, but he's awarded it to Hart just on the edge of the area. Meanwhile, there are two players on the ground after a clash of heads. Well, Alan Johnson showed a lot of persistence, and they played the ball through to McPherson, who was challenged there. So both Johnson and Grant get back to their feet. You see Grant going there with the Hearts player, and the two of them fall to the ground. So the free kick taken by Robertson, and that's a fine save by Gordon Marshall, and it's whipped away by Tom Boyd. Well, an excellent save by Marshall, preventing what would have been an own goal. Robertson swinging the ball in there that come off Walker, and Marshall certainly responded well. It was Robertson who sent in the free kick, and a splendid reaction from Marshall. Keeper's under pressure again here. The ball bouncing about inside the box, and that's Johnson's effort, dipping over. Good long clearance by Marshall. McPherson's there just ahead of Walker. This is Hamilton. That's Paul Ritchie. That's charged down there, and it looked like handball by Boyd on the blind side of the referee as he went into that challenge with Cahoon. But Hearts get it back. It's Gary Locke, and the break's on here for Hearts. But again, Celtic get players back, and it's Paul McStay doing well under pressure, and he finds Donnelly. That's through now for Hay, who's onside, and forced wide by the goalkeeper. Still Celtic have it though. Walker's calling for it in the middle. It's played shot to Donnelly. It's Walker there with McPherson. Stays well forward. This is Alan Johnson now. And Tom Boyd will be booked for that challenge on John Cahoon. He's already been spoken to by the referee. And Boyd being called over. So the first yellow card of the afternoon. And it comes as no great surprise. Boyd charged right in to John Cahoon. And in fact, he was lucky, I think, to get away with handball just before that. Robertson battling away with Vata, and the Celtic players taking a knock, and the free kick has been awarded. And the referee making his point. Vata tumbling, and John Robertson going in rather heavily, and that will earn him the yellow card. Rather a wayward one, but in comes Locke. He's under pressure though, and the break's certainly on here for Celtic. It's Walker. Celtic are pouring players forward. McLaughlin's in the middle. McStay's arriving. It's played through to McLaughlin. He's quickly closed down though, and it's Scott Leach who emerges with possession, and the referee awards the free kick just on the edge of the Hearts area, and he'll speak to McLaughlin here. I think he's going to book him for persistent fouling. Remember, McLaughlin gave away a free kick just a moment or so ago at the other end of the field, and he has been involved in several free-kick incidents. So a yellow card now for him. Well, the referee did show a lot of patience, but now he's had to react. It was Scott Leach who was moving clear, and he was clearly held there by the Celtic player. So 2 goals in a booking for Brian McLaughlin in an eventful first half. Here come Hearts now. It's Cahoon. Hamilton's in the middle. It's Tosh McKinley who gets the touch for Celtic. In comes Locke and goes right over the top of Peter Grant and topples to the ground. And the referee is calling over the Celtic player now. So the referee having to take a lot of action in the closing minutes of this first half. Well, as Locke went forward, Peter Grant went right in, through on the Hearts player. So a hefty one by Grant, who's shown the yellow card. So it's 3 Celtic players booked in the last few minutes or so. And the half-time whistle sounds. And a good first half for Brian McLaughlin, despite his booking. Striking after just 5 minutes, it was Paul McStay, the Celtic captain, who fired in the shot from the right-hand side of the penalty area. Craig Nelson managed to parry it, but there was McLaughlin falling up to pick his spot. And just 3 minutes later, it was McLaughlin again, running in past Locke, then Jameson, and sending a high shot into the net. The half-time score here at Tynecastle is Hearts 0, Celtic 2. So Celtic get the second half underway, and Celtic have beaten Hearts only once in the past 8 league meetings here in Glasgow. That was 2-0 here at Tynecastle in February last year, 2 goals by Charlie Nicholas. So Tommy Burns will be well pleased to be leading by 2-0. And while the offside flag goes up against Chris Hay, and Simon Donnelly was pushing forward also. Hearts, in fact, took 8 points last season from their 4 league clashes with Celtic. They won 2 of the matches, and the other 2 ended in draws. So it's been a difficult fixture for Celtic in recent times. But they made the perfect start today. Can Hearts fire back now? And it's Leach getting in a good cross, and Marshall snatches that one out of there. So Scott Leach, who was one of the better performers for Hearts in the first half, getting in that cross. This is Hamilton. Cahoon topples as Boyd made the challenge, and no doubt this will be a tactic of Hearts in the second half to try and pressure Boyd. But here comes Celtic. It's Andy Walker running right through the defence, and it's another one for Celtic. Well, they've made the same kind of start to the second half as they did the first. 2.5 minutes of the second half gone. It's now Hearts 0, Celtic 3. It's Andy Walker, and again question marks over this Hearts defence. They were caught absolutely square, and then Walker just ran and ran. They couldn't get in a proper challenge. The ball took a little deflection there, but it's Andy Walker's goal. Celtic lead by 3-0. Well, no matter what the manager said at half-time, he just can't believe what's happening out there. This is Grant. Right, clashing there with Robertson, the 2 players reacting angrily towards one another. Play still going on, but the referee has spotted this. Referee allowing play to go on, but no doubt he'll be speaking to the 2 players. Well, both Grant and Robertson have been booked already. So the referee has confirmation from his linesman as to what went on. The referee was in fairly close proximity, so he's calling over Peter Grant. Various Celtic players are moving forward to plead a case here, but Peter Grant is surely leaving the field. And quite frankly, John Robertson will be fortunate to stay on as well. Well, Grant's away. Well, Grant's running over towards the linesman. And Paul McStay's over there as well. So Grant and Robertson became tangled up here. And it's when the ball actually broke away that both players started reacting against one another. Now, the referee is in close proximity. He does turn round at this point. They're both squaring up to one another. And after being booked, they should know better to react in such a way. So Celtic have reorganised things just a little. Simon Donnelly has dropped into a more central role with Chris Hay moving wide right. So Donnelly is inside in alongside McStay. So an eventful start to the second half as well. Celtic increasing the lead, but losing a player, and Tom Boyd there will have to be extremely careful as well. There's extra pressure on him now that Celtic are down to 10 men, and he has already been booked. There's McPherson. And the goalkeeper does just enough. David McPherson's header, and Marshall managing to get it away over the crossbar. It was Boyd who was attempting to block the Hearts centre-back. This is Marshall again. Well, claims that Marshall pushed Robertson as he went for that ball. The Hearts fans just below us not at all happy. No light at the end of the tunnel. This is Leach battling hard. The odds are against him. Well, again, anger shown by players out there. And Paul McStay is indicating that he was struck there, and he was indeed. And Leach is sent packing, the second red card of the game. As McStay went into challenge here. Well, the Hearts player was surrounded and just lost his temper completely, and the referee was on the spot. So off goes Leach. Both sides reduced to 10 men. It's McStay emerging with possession. Donnelly starts a run. He's there as well. Well, not convincing, but it's cleared by Craig Nelson. And the pass hit to him there by Paul Ritchie. This is Donnelly. Little touch by McLaughlin. Now it's Tosh McKinlay. It's deflected behind for the corner. So John Hughes starts to move forward. And he's picked up there by Jimison. It's McPherson who clears. Vata's header. And there's no offside flag here. It's Walker. And it's another one for Celtic. Andy Walker gets his second of the game. It's now Hearts 0, Celtic 4. Well, the Hearts defenders looked over towards the linesman. There was no flag, and Walker kept a very cool head indeed, and just lobbed the ball over the goalkeeper. It was Rudy Vata who returned it. Hearts players caught there, and Walker took the ball down and just lobbed it over Craig Nelson. Well, the smile tells it all. 72 minutes gone. Hearts 0, Celtic 4. 2 for McLaughlin, 2 for Walker. Johnson. Comes off Hughes. Good play by Robertson. And he's denied by Marshall. Well, Robertson chasing a record this afternoon. Looking for league goal 184 to beat Willie Bald, but thwarted there by Gordon Marshall. So returned by McPherson. Headed down by Boyd. Breaks away to Hagan. Vata's under pressure here from Ritchie, who does well to get in the cross. Well, it was a shot from Lawrence and it cannoned off Hughes. And it goes behind for the corner. So Hearts looking for some consolation. Touch from Jameson and McPherson. Again, the referee checks his watch. And the final whistle sounds. So 3 good points for Celtic. And what's been a decent enough start to the season in terms of the championship. There's Andy Walker, who got both second half goals. The first just 3 minutes after the interval, running right through the Hearts defence and picking his spot. And then after 72 minutes, Rudy Vata sent the ball back towards the Hearts goal. The defenders hesitated, Walker was there, and he lofted the ball over Craig Nelson. The final score at Tynecastle is Hearts 0, Celtic 4.
Yeah, so a great victory for Celtic.
Has now made several statements. This thing is right out in the open. Do you want to put the record straight?
Well, all I would say, Jerry, regarding to my own position, because I feel that my own credibility has been put at stake here, and also the management position at Celtic Football Club. There was a meeting with the players' agent 2 weeks before the cup final, where he said to me, would I sell John Collins? And that was just suddenly out of the blue, would I be prepared to sell him? Now, my answer to him at that time was purely hypothetical, and it was put along the lines that if along the way we got 2 or 3 quality players that we're searching very hard for at that time, if we got those players and we then needed monies to further strengthen the squad, then John Collins would possibly be the only one that we could sell to raise that money. At no time was he said, go and get us a buyer, we want to sell John Collins. And that was never said at all. That's the way it was put. It was purely on a hypothetical basis that if we got the quality players in and we felt we needed more players, then John was the only one that we could possibly raise money on. It's went further than that now. We've had a couple of offers for the player, but no offers that we would even consider. Not even that we would even consider. We've not got the quality players that we'd hope to get in. We've got 1 or 2 in. We still feel that we need another maybe 3 or 4 players to bolster our squad. But as far as the accusation goes that we told his agent to go and get a buyer, we were going to sell him, that was never the case at all.
How many offers have there been for John Collins over the years? I mean, this has been going on for about 4 years, constant speculation. Have you checked this yourself? I mean, how many offers have there been?
Well, I think we made it our business very early on when we came in to find out if there had been any bids for any players, because at that time we had to try and generate finance from within the club. And during that particular meeting that John spoke about, which he wasn't at, incidentally, it was raised that was there any interest in him, and I says, as far as I know, there's been none through myself. I'd spoken to Lou McCarry and Liam Brady. There'd be no interest then. So we just took it as read then, the fact that there'd been no offers for any players during the last 3, 4, 5 years at Celtic Park.
Did the agent say to you that Collins would leave at the end of the season in any case? That
was intimated to Mr McCann at a meeting very early on in the season. I then went to the player and said to him, was there any point in me going and putting a package together, going to the Celtic board and putting a package together in order to keep him here? In which the lad said, no, it had nothing to do with money. I said to him, it's nothing to do with money, it's not a monetary thing. No, it wasn't to do with money. And we just left it at that. Says, well, if that's the case, then obviously I've got to try and get players in to strengthen my team, and then if we get an offer again that is something that we would think is the valuation of the player, then we would look at it. But at the end of the day, there's no witch hunt to try and get rid of John Collins. I think the boy thinks that there's something going on surreptitiously, which there's never been. There's never been. He makes the point that he didn't feel the relationship between himself and the manager was right. So he sent his agent to find that out. I find that very strange. If I've got a problem with anybody in a relationship, I would go and speak to them myself. I wouldn't send my agent in to try and find out what was wrong. And as far as I knew, there wasn't anything wrong.
You must be disappointed as a manager when one of your players, 24 hours before a major cup tie, goes to watch a club that he's been linked with. Do you not think that was a bit naughty? I know he's a senior player. I know he wasn't going to the moon and back or out to a nightclub, but surely that was stirring the pot a bit and putting you under a bit of pressure.
Well, I think, to be perfectly honest, I think he could have used a bit more common sense. But I mean, he's a big boy, as they say, and he's entitled to make his own decisions. But yeah, I think, I mean, a wee bit of prudence wouldn't have went amiss at that particular time. But the most important thing, Jerry, and I've got to say this, is the fact that when we came in here, Celtic hadn't won anything for 5 years. And if we came in here and I, as a manager, feel that I want to change that, there's nobody any divine right to try and say, you can't sell this guy, you can't sell that guy. That is the way of football. And if we've got to change that and make difficult decisions, then that's the way it's got to be. Because Celtic Football Club has got to go forward. It's not about any individuals. That's why John Collins was left out today. Because I didn't want any sideshow going on here as if it's between myself and John Collins, because it's not. The most important thing is that Celtic Football Club goes forward. And I must mention our young players that went in today and put a smashing show on.
Will John Collins play for Celtic's first team again?
I would think so. I think we're paying him. And I think he's a good professional. He's no causes any problems. He's a very dedicated young man. I've got a great deal of respect for him. And I don't see any reason why not. I don't think that there's a question of me saying, oh, that's him finished or whatever. Not at all. We've had fights with players here before, arguments, whatever. And the next day you go on with it, that's football. And that's it. It's a very emotional game. We're very emotional people. We love our football club. Before we came here today, I had a family, 3-4 people, spreading their ashes of their 17-year-old son in Celtic Park. And when I look at that today, and I'm thinking to myself, bloody hell, I mean, what is it all about here? That is what Celtic Football Club is all about. The passion, the love these people have got for us. And Celtic Football Club's got to go forward. And it's not all about a particular player or a particular manager. The club must go forward.
I mean, you said you've had 2 offers.
Middlesbrough had made an offer for the player. QPR came in and matched that offer. Middlesbrough upped it slightly. And at this stage that's the way it was, and that was maybe the best part of 7-8 weeks ago. Yeah. And we've had nothing since then.
And all this talk about Arsenal and Chelsea and Everton.
No, but all that talk has been going on for the past year. Something without any credence whatsoever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, strong.